This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Today's video is Quilt As You Go Fabric Strip Quilt, and it's part 2. If you remember, I had a problem with too many long strips of batting and decided that I'd try and do a Quilt As You Go project, which I had seen using squares of fabric, but I was going to use strips and different widths of strips. So I picked out a material that I really liked would be fun to work with, and it's this nice floral with purples and reds. And started adding colors to that. I've got my rose color, then I got a gold color, and then I got a basket weave. And if you notice, then that really makes my darks, my mediums, and my lights like they suggest that you do when you do a quilt. And the funny part was that they were laying on a green rug, so that led me to what was going to be the backing was this great green color right here, and it went together well. When I started last week, I had done the first 3 strips of the quilt, the 1, 2, 3, and it was so much fun, and it looked so cute. And I said, well, I don't want to have to recreate this all over again, so I did the first part of the video that helps set you up. When I got finished with the video, it was the quilt, not the video, the quilt. It was 56 inches long and 41 inches wide. And I'm going to open it up so you get an idea of how it looked. And it felt like tapestry. That's one of the things that felt so neat about it. And what I did was I just kept adding strips until I got sort of tired. And I started running out some of the material and said that was the time to quit. And it really did well. I want to show you the different things on here are different widths, and that's what makes it interesting. Like you can see now the primary one in there is 2.5 inches, and that's nice. And each one of those top strips had a batting strip underneath it that was the same size. Now, when I got to that green backing, you had to take your width, like the 4-inch, and your distance, length. And I had to add 1 inch all the way around for those seams. So don't forget that when you start to work on your batting, on your backing, not your batting, your backing. And then, when I got done, I had to look at the ends. And in the video I suggested, because you have an inch down there, just turn it up and do that. Well, I had one end that was really pretty and would work well, although it would be thick right through there because you folded it. So I just went ahead and evened up the ends, and I added another piece of binding to the back, and it wasn't hard to put on. And then finally I said the other thing I wanted to do was have some fun with some quilting. I don't want to quilt the whole thing because it feels good. So I started out and just put a butterfly in a corner. He turned out cute. And then on a couple of the strips where it's not really dominant, I just put some leaves and some hearts. And that sort of finished that up. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. I hope you like seeing how the quilt ended.